Hey, welcome. This is gold mining with Reed Lucas, hydraulic mining. Today we also have Jim Morrison, Tom Akins, Keith Chilson, and Julie Thompson. I'm sitting down here kind of like just blown away because you could see in the last video, this was where the head of that sluice box was. March, April, May. 3 months later, the winter floods came through here and took everything down to bedrock. And so God has come in here and He's taken out all the stuff that man did and He's renewing it. And now you're seeing the pristine canyon that wasn't here, that you couldn't see just a few months ago. You look behind me, these falls. This is the same falls that you see in the other two video clips. Is this amazing? This is such an amazing piece of footage. You guys need to understand that what you're seeing here is virgin ground being opened up. I'm sitting on ground right now that hasn't seen the light of day since probably the 1880s, 1870s, when the sluice box was up here and got covered up for the first time. So this is the rock you see in the pictures all the way back from 2004. And you can see different levels of the gravels. I mean, when we first came down here, the gravels were way, way high. But in 2004, they were somewhere in this level, and we, took them down to this level with our dredge. Here in 2009, they were maybe down in here. In February, we had the sluice box here. The sluice box was sitting on top of the bedrock, okay, which was maybe right here, and you can remember the posts that were in here. All that stuff is gone. Everything is gone. This is all scraped clean. And those falls, remember that tree was across there, and Jim was walking down that tree, and that was our trail. So all the rocks, all the gravels, everything that was down here is scraped clean. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, there's that tree that's growing sideways in all the pictures. And where that other little tree was that Jim was standing on, there's a rock wall right below it. And all this was gravel and boulders right here. That's my jacket. But look at that. That's where the sluice box was, where my jacket is. And look at down below. There's your gravels again. This is all clean. Everything, everywhere the sluice box was, is now totally clean. In the pictures that we got, I'm putting in here, you look down there where the truck was parked, it was probably 15 feet higher with the tailings at that time than what it is right now. That stump here in the center, that I don't believe that could be seen, but you could use that as a depth gauge. We'd come down here in the first of the year with a little 2.5-inch dredge and start a hole and start building a dam, like you can see Steve shoveling the dam. We'd put it all the way across the canyon, and we'd keep working with that little 2.5 until we had it dammed up enough to bring in a bigger dredge. Then we'd bring in a 4-inch dredge. Then when we got done and the 4-inch dredge had done everything that it could, we'd go ahead and bring in a 6-inch after that. And that was pretty much what we did every single year for many, many years. Build that dam.
Okay.
Can you see me now?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Well, I can. I don't know if the camera can.
That was a joke for you guys on the TV there. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I got a sense of humor.
Verizon.
Not the best sense of humor, but you know what? It's the only one I got. So you can see all these boulders we got coming out of here. They're really heavy. They stacked them in here by hand and used these for the riffles. And wow, what a find. They didn't move these out of here, so we got gold. The blue clays that we were looking at earlier, you know, that was all hard packed before they dynamited it on that rock wall. Well, we got that visible down here. It came down this sluice box. It's all over this rock. So we know this came, you know, from the same basic area. And it did. It came from the same mine. We're just right downstream. Looking good. Looking real good.
Tell you more, we'd have to kill you. I wouldn't hit it too hard.
Here's the bottom. And like I said, these rocks are the riffles they put in here. Okay, what we got going on? We rolled this rock back in the sluice box. And go ahead and point the gold out, Jim. We got visible gold in the bottom. Just nice, shiny, bright gold. And I mean, it's visible on the rock that we rolled over. All kinds of gold's coming out of this little sluice box, and we're doing really good. Hey, you know what? I'm glad that I was here with the camera so you guys can see up close gold mining, you know. And I mean, we got visible gold. Filled up with water, but there's a piece just almost dead center. Power sluicing today with a Keen A52 head, sluice box. I think the head's is a HBCK, just standard power sluice head you can get from the A52 sluice box. HBCKE, you know, Pat, Mark. I forgot the number. I haven't looked at your catalog in a long time. My fault. So we got, of course, you got Jimmy over there on the left. You got Keith Chilson in the middle. Buddy of mine, we've gone to school from second grade on up. Been friends forever, basically our whole lives. And then Tom Aikens, the guy you see in the Britain video, wearing the red suit and the bald head. So anyway, we just want to show you power sluice. We're sitting here in this sluice box where we were yesterday. We've already gone probably 4 or 5 feet down the box. And really, you know, the A52 sluice box by Keen, all the sluice boxes were great. Well, you put the power sluice head in there, and we're legal, and you're good to go. And we get a lot more gold this way. Jim is sitting down there with a 3/8 inch string going into the gold blitz sluice box to get the real fine gold, because we were starting to find, you know, a little bit of mercury down here. We don't want to lose a thing. Put the gold blitz sluice box on the bottom, and that way we won't lose anything, because the gold blitz is designed for the fine gold and the mercury, and it catches everything we got. We're down here in this area, you know, in beautiful country. You just saw the waterfall. You're going to really like this series, standard. So we got the regular Honda X15 pump on there. It's giving us more than enough water. You know, for the A52, because we're not using the high anchor riffles, we're using the standard riffles because we have the pump turned down. We have a limited amount of water. We want as little amount of water going through there, which is why Jimmy's sitting there screening it down to 3/8 where it goes into the gold blitz, because we want to catch all the fines that are coming out of here. There's so much fine gold in here, it's just ridiculous. We ran into the pay streak. You guys saw we were working, and we've come down. We came out of the boulders. We're down into the blocks. And now what we're doing is scraping and pulling blocks and scraping the floor of the old hydraulic sluice box. That's Keith Chilson. Well, you can see, you know, Pat, Mark, you know, we got your A50, your HBCK head on here. Look at that water spray at the top. What do you think about that? What can we do? Looks like we'll be plugging a few holes. So I drilled it in there for you guys, since you know I've been buying your equipment for the last 30 years. I really like the quality. Yeah, I'm laughing at it, but you know what? This is how it works. We got water going over the sides, so somebody drilled the holes the wrong angle. We'll fix that. No big deal. It's store-bought stuff. We take care of that. We build our own stuff. It's all good. It's working good. We got a good view of it here, and we're happy with it. But yeah, if somebody stands over there on that side of the head, you're going to get soaked right now. We'll plug that off tomorrow. This is the first time we've had this head out here. This is Steve Jilton's box. And so we're bringing it out here and experimenting with it for the first time. And the second time he took it for a test drive yesterday. And today we're down here putting it to the test. We're going to get gold. We'll show you what's going on. Well, there was a bunch of noise, so I made it silent, did it this way. And this is just in a standard 8-inch giant. And when you rotated the head to the left, it would turn the monitor to the right because of the water pressure. And the same thing, you turn it to the right, it would force the head to the left. And that's how they maneuvered these things, was by that little head. That's all it took to move it one way or the other. Like I said, it's an 8-inch giant. And this is the one using the Power Star mine. It's sitting right out in front of the Dutch Flat Community Center. Okay, what we have here is another type of ripple. This is a solid steel ripple. I don't know how much it weighs, but obviously I need to start working out. These went across the box like this, and they had them spaced every 2 to 3 inches. And this is where the head of the box would be, and they had the steel in there so it wouldn't move, and it would catch it like gold at the beginning of the box. Just like the ripples, they're made out of the wood blocks down below. These were steel. This is where the head of the box was. And I want you to be able to see it. This is one of the old steel ripples. You can look for these too, and if you find these, it's heavy. Generally you're going to find all kinds of other things like gold, car parts. You never know. I found these one time in one spot. I also found the half a car. So, where the heavies land is where they stay. Where you find the heavy stuff is where you find the gold. This was laying right here. There's a crack right here. There's quartz veins all around me. So hopefully we're going to do pretty good today. We found all kinds of gold today in that high bank. So far, in the first hour and a half we pulled, enough to make us happy. Real happy. Definitely paid the wages at $1,500 an ounce. We made good wages for everybody here so far in that hour and a half we worked. Anyway, once again, this is a steel ripple. I'm glad to have that out of my hands. Here's one of the 24-inch pipes that they use to carry the water to the hydraulic monitors. And we're right here just outside of Dutch Flat today, and I wanted to just pan around so you can see what I'm talking about as far as devastation goes. That entire mountain that you saw in the pictures, they're not there. This is where the mountain would be. And over there is Dutch Flat. You notice by the size of all these trees that we are not in anywhere near full growth. It's rather windy today. So the mountain is gone. And there's the 360-degree view all the way around. What was a mountain, as high as those hills over there, all got washed into the rivers. And that is nothing but pure devastation. Well, here's one of those clogged up valleys I was telling you about. This is all tailings, and you know, it was like 300 feet lower, at least 200 before the hydraulic mines came into effect. This is some of the tailings from the Malakoff diggings. And this is the spot I was telling you about where you got that little river 3 feet wide. Now, this is the old sluice box tunnel for the Polar Star mine. And there used to be a box in here and a set of riffles that came all the way down, just like the box that we were working on. It had the same 2x2 planks and everything else. It had steel up at the other end. I know this because I was in here about 40 years ago. And well, I tell you, if you wanted mercury, you'd get mercury right here at that time. Now, the government came in here and cleaned this all up, made it look real good. But I just wanted to bring you down here and show you one of the tunnels. And what they did was they would have cages with gates on both sides, so that nobody could come in there during their off times, you know, at night or when they weren't working, and steal it. You know, steal the gold out of the sluice box. Because there would be the sluice box all summer long, and it would be full of gold. And if it didn't have any way to protect it, you know, everybody, you know, and their brothers be in here taking it out of here, you know, because it was just that rich of an area. And you could see all the way to the back, and this was dynamited out. There's many holes like this around the area, but this is one of the easiest to get to. I just wanted to show you this. It's right outside of Dutch Flat. You can't miss it. Still has some water coming out of it, and you know, we've been pretty much just working in the Polar Star mine and showing you footage from the Polar Star mine this whole time. You know, this is the sluice box. This is their box, or it was. And you know, also there's many other mines that did this. Also, the Red Dog mine. They had a tunnel also, but they dynamited it shut on both sides. This tunnel goes all the way through, and you can see the daylight on the other side. And they would have a cage over there, and that's where they would wash the material. Would go in that side and come out towards us. And then here's another shot of the Polar Star from the very outside on the road. You know, so it's just right up here, right behind me. And that's the actual entrance, or the exit point where the material came out and went over the hillside and down into the Bear River. Yeah, there's lights on the outside. That's pretty. Some more nuggets. I just wanted to show you guys that keen engineering at work. You know, the best thing about this high banker that we found out so far, that HPCKE system that, you know, quality control down there at Keene put together, is you get a free shower. All right, I mean, where else can you go with a pump like this and get a free shower whether you like it or not? Pat, Mark, you better tell those guys to watch out. You know, it came glued together. If they weren't glued in, we could adjust them, but I just think it's a crack up. So look at all that water coming out that we could be using down in the sluice box. Hey, you know, all joking aside, you know, that Keene equipment, you know, it's top of the line. That plastic head was so light, it was just so easy to carry in. It just set right on the top of that A52 sluice box, and it worked great. Yeah, we came down here that year, and we cleaned that box out, and we got all kinds of gold. And it was Keith's basically second time out gold mining with his own equipment, and he'd never used that. Well, he used that the day before, and that was the first time he'd used that head and that sluice box setup. So we came in and fixed it up, and then we literally filled that box with gold. It was just incredible.
he was just so blown away when we just gave it to him. We filled a 1 ounce vial and just gave it to him at the end of the day. He was just like, wow.
We got enough gold out of the first sluice box, I mean the second sluice box, to go ahead and have Keith, you know, sitting right there, separating it out down with that 3/8 mesh screen. We're getting all kinds of finds in that second box. The first box is catching all kinds of stuff, but it's getting to the point where it's just filling up with gold. We're doing that well down here. Are we going to tell you how much? Well, you know what? We got well over a 1/4 ounce in a couple hours so far. That's the beauty of being you know, the first person to spot like this when you come down here. Thankfully, we're on private property, been owned by the same family for a lot of years. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here right now, enjoying the day, popping old riffles, getting gold, and putting it right here for you. Hey, remember when you're watching my videos, if you're watching them on YouTube, to go ahead and look down at the bottom when you're done and, you know, click that thumbs up. That way it'll help spread this video around and all the other videos that you've watched. It'll get more people to watch and learn about gold mining and the other subjects that we'll be dealing with also. I just want to put that in. You know, do I really care? Do I want the most hits of any site like the ones that have millions a day? No, I don't want that. What I want to do is show people how to gold mine. You put those hits on there, it'll help bring me up to where people might actually see these videos that aren't gold miners, that aren't looking for this. And they're going to learn something. You know, so give me a hand, hit that thumbs up, and hey, thanks a lot. I hope you guys like this video. Well, the old sluice robbers got done today. Here we are. Well, we're not really sluice robbers, but how many people do you know that had their chance in their lives to work a 130-year-old virgin hydraulic sluice box? Well, there's 5 of us right here. You got Tom Akins. Everybody,
Jim
you guys,
Morrison.
Yeah, everybody say their names.
Yeah, Keith Chilson.
Keith Chilson.
Julie Thompson.
Julie Thompson.
And
Tom
Tom again.
And me, Reed Lukens. Lukens Gold Mining Company Productions. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because today was big time, man. We got hydraulic mining. This is the end of the hydraulic mining DVD. This is a sluicing DVD with the Gold Blitz sluice box. This is also power sluicing with the Keen HKBE shower sluice. I mean power sluice.
Yeah, we'll bring soap next time.
Hey, you know Pat, you know Jerry, you know quality control, buddy. We all got wet, but we had a good time, and thanks you guys for watching, and that's it.
That's good.
It's shampoo, man.
That was awesome.
They can't speak Spanish, that's the problem. They can't talk to anybody, all the blueprints.
We had like 4 pages of languages on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Add oil. Add oil. There's no oil in unit, but there's like 4 pages, and there's like 4 languages on each page. It's like flip flop, flip flop. I'm like, well, really have to they haul this thing everywhere, don't they?
So how many ripples did we get out of there?
I mean, that's
8,
like
10,
7.
12,
7 rows.
7 rows?
Pretty sure we got 7 rows.
That's
We
3
did
apiece
3
in
and
the
then we
first.
cleaned up 4.
Then we had what, 3 rows of 4?
Yeah.
Wow. We did good. We ran out of riffles, but you know what? That's awesome.
There's more over there.
Yeah, well,
And then there's more
we'll
down
do
there,
that
but
next
Get that
time.
next year.
We'll get that next time with the trommel and the tractor.
You know, how many
We'll just
tens
keep
of
moving up in
thousands of
equipment.
yards? Yeah. I mean, there's going to be plenty of landslide.
They're running a soup box.
Yeah, there's water down there.
Oh no!
Well, that's telling me you can't muddy up the water.
Yeah, look out! You get in trouble for leaving any tail. What is it?
You know, this place is
They call that,
You going back up?
yeah, I gotta hold this up. Gonna grab the pans there, babe.
Yeah, they're making,
Yeah, through all the blocks
I gotta go through this pan still.
Okay.
You wanna take this,
Make sure they're clean.
you wanna take this crowbar off?
When you guys came down, were the blocks all thrown out of that?
yeah,
Yeah, they were.
yeah.
Yeah, they got washed out of there, I think.
Now this guy up here, he tried to tell us that they had in his box washed out in '96.
We pulled 16 ounces of gold out. by
We've
hand.
been down here since then.
Yeah. Well, he was talking about, remember the guy named Bill? And remember the guy
Oh, the old
came
guy?
up with a gun down here?
Yeah.
What was his name? Do you remember? He's
he
talking about
stayed up top.
those guys.
The hose.
Yeah. But we know when it blew out. You know, how long we've been coming down here?
Yeah, I know.
How many years? 20 years. 20 years, you and me this year. Right here, this spot. Awesome. The sluice robbers. What else could you say?
What
We actually got to be sluice robbers, though. You know what I mean? I mean, here we are, 130 years later, and we're down here. We actually got the cleanest sluice that had gold in it, all kinds of gold.
Gold, yeah, and just amazing.
You know, I mean, yeah, it was an amazing amount of gold, just amazing. I wish it was longer than a little. What was that? 14 feet, maybe?
Yeah,
Okay, this is
well,
gonna
that's
take
sort of
2
all
trips
we
to
had
haul it
time
up,
for,
all
though.
back up there.
That's all there is. There's no riffles down here. We cleaned out all the riffles that were there. We had 14 feet of riffles. Every bit of it had gold in between them. Huh?
Isn't there some wood over there? I mean,
It's
it
gonna
looks like
take us-
there's, like,
Oh, I gotta do that
there's
sluice box.
another.
Man, I gotta do this control pan real quick.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. This is the end of my gold mining series. And what we have pictured here is some of the gold we got from down there. And, you know, there's a lot of nuggets down there. They were small nuggets. And the stuff that's not on the plate is not from down there. But, yeah, those 2 vials on the left were nuggets. And then the 2 vials on the right were the fines that we extracted out of the mercury. And what we did, we went ahead and refined it. We went ahead and used a retort and got it out of there eventually on a lot of the gold. And then we took it over to our local assayer, which is Don Robinson, and he went ahead and put it into his smelting furnaces, and we ended up pouring a couple buttons out of there. And these are those 2 buttons. The one on the left ended up being 1.25 ounces. And where did we sell our gold? Well, I sold it on eBay. This was many years ago now. And then the one on the right was 1.08 ounces, and I ended up selling it to Jim. And because that was my share, and I just had no need to keep it at that time. And then that's a 2-ounce vial in the center, you know, and then our little dowsing rods that I picked up at a gold show in Auburn when we used to have the Pioneer Days and the gold shows in Auburn every year. Anyway, you know, this was the end of the video, and what more can I say? You know, we had great times down there, and, you know, we went back down there later on, and the sluice boxes were gone. I mean, they got completely and totally washed away, which is why we took them out when we did. You know, when you find a place like that and the boxes come uncovered, and you know that it's a high water area during the winter, you got to get to it right then, because the next year everything's been gone, and that's what happened. Everything disappeared. There's not even a trace of us ever being down there, or anybody else for that matter right now. The sidewalls have caved in, and it's just ridiculous what Mother Nature can do down there. You know, or like what I said, what God does when He restores the planet. You know, to us, you know, a year or 2 is no big deal. To Him, and 1,000 years is no big deal, and He puts it back to where it's supposed to be. Hey, you know what? If you like this, hit the like button. Maybe we can spread it around and help, you know, let people see that, you know, we're not that bad as far as gold miners go. You know, we aren't the gold miners of the 1800s. We aren't the ones going out there and destroying nature. We're the ones going out there and recovering the mercury and recovering the metals and cleaning the rivers and just trying to do our best to make the planet a better place to live. You know, I hope you enjoyed this, you guys, and that's all I got to say.